Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, and we're going to talk about the power of clerics. Alright, if you're a Dungeons & Dragons Dungeon Master, modern one, running for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, you have clerics in your game, and you need to understand the power of a cleric. Oh, you think you understand the power of a cleric? Oh, they use a mace, they don't use edged weapons. Oh, they can bring a few extra hit points with their spells. No, catch up. Right? This is the real... Okay, if you're going to run D&D well, you have to pay very close attention to IRL events, right? And the reason why is they show the power of the classes that we are dealing with in Dungeons & Dragons very clearly, right? There was a very clear reminder of the power of a cleric that happened yesterday, okay? Nancy Pelosi, she's the most... Without exception, I think Nancy, come at me in the comments if I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong on this. Nancy Pelosi is without a doubt the most powerful woman in the world. She's like 80 years old, like Speaker of the House, and Speaker of the House in the U.S. I think there used to be some really high-end female leaders in the world, like Angela Merkel, but she got replaced with a dude recently. There might be a couple more, but I just don't know a lot of international. I do know a lot of international leaders. I'm not thinking of a lot of them that are women. Tell me if I'm wrong there. If there's big countries that have real power that are led by women. I can't. They're not coming to mind. All right. So I think without a legit, Nancy Pelosi is the most powerful woman in the world. Right. Lives depend on decisions she makes daily. Right? That is legit. Right. Well, we just saw the power of a cleric. All right. So the Archbishop of San Francisco said, Nancy Pelosi, you have identified yourself as a Catholic, a person of faith, right? You use our church, so essentially, he said it in different words, but in my humble opinion, this is what he said. Use our church as a badge, and you've gotten a lot of support from that. People like to vote for people who are the same religion as them, right? So you have presented like a Catholic, but you don't vote like a Catholic. You don't stand up for the things that the Catholic Church is against, right? Catholic Church, dyed in the wool back till 1973. They've been up against Roe v. Wade, right? But Nancy Pelosi is very publicly for Roe v. Wade. And the Archbishop of San Francisco said, nah, we ain't hearing that noise. Right? You don't claim to be a Catholic and then roll for the things the church stands against. And he checked her. He checked her power. He embarrassed her publicly, and it made international news saying you say one thing with your mouth, you do something else with your actions, right? Now you got to align those. You got to pick a side, right? You take that Catholic badge off, or you put it on and you do what we need you to do, right? And this is centuries, millennium old. Do not forget for 1 second the power of the clerics at your table, at your Dungeons & Dragons table, ain't in the damage their mace delivers. It ain't in the points that their spells deliver. If they roll into a village, a city, a village or a city, anyone who follows their deity, they have very real, very immediate, very shocking power in those people's lives. They can tell them what to do. They can move them. Clerics for millennia have moved kings. Do not forget this. Make sure you're giving the clerics the power they need, and you should be putting some of their the followers of their deity in front of them, and they get to use that power. You don't get to deny it to them. Fighters and barbarians, they're simple. Pay attention. Make sure you are giving your D&D clerics the power they need. Nancy Pelosi just learned the power of a cleric, right? Do you know the power of a cleric? I'd love to hear you. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.